leaving my house right now. It is 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I don't know why that matters, but I'm gonna head up to the elk hunting spot. I got an hour and a half, hour or so drive, and I'm gonna try to hike into my backcountry spot tonight. Couple hour hike on the way in, but it's gonna be worth it because I know that one of these nights I'm gonna be in that spot and the elk are gonna show up, and it's gonna be my time to put a gold tip through the lungs on one of these bulls. Maybe if I say that enough, I'll really believe it. I'm gonna get out there, hit the hills, we'll see you up the mountain. Just got down into the spot that I wanted to get to. It took me about an hour and a half to walk in here, so not too bad. This is a meadow I wanted to sit on when it was getting dark. One time, it was the last day of rifle elk season, and I hiked over in here from the other side, which is like an all-day hike, and I got to right here, and there was a bull standing where I am right now, and I was standing down in that meadow. I looked up on the hill and saw him, and I'm like, yes, finally, the last day, I'm gonna kill the bull. 150 yards. I put my crosshairs on him, squoze the trigger, and he just ran off like nothing ever happened. And I went, tracked him. I tracked found his track in the snow, followed it till dark, never found a drop of blood. So the next day I went and shot my rifle, and my rifle was shooting 6 inches high at 25 yards. So at the distance that the bull was, I shot like 3 feet high. I shot over his back. So that was frustrating. That happened to me right here. I've caught the elk here before. Public land, hit or miss. I got about an hour before it gets dark. So I'm just gonna kind of work my way down through these meadows. Then make the long walk out of here in the dark, hopefully, with a big set of horns on my back. Sat till dark. I didn't see anything. Did see one really big buck right when I walked into the meadow, but I didn't get him on video. It took me an hour and a half to get from those meadows back up to the main trail, and then I still have probably an hour plus walk out of here. So it's already like 10:20 right now, and I got at least an hour's walk out of here, so it's gonna be a late one. Every time I go into that spot, I just end up late nighting it out of there. It takes forever, especially if you stay till dark, and the elk never show up till right before dark anyway. So I'm gonna hike out of here. I guess we'll give you guys a time check when we get back to the truck and see how long it takes me to totally walk out of here. And I'll probably show you guys the miles too, because I probably put down some serious miles today. But anyway, another slow one, another rough one. It just gets in your head a little bit, but try to sleep her off and try again in the morning. 11:32, pretty long hike out of there. Started hiking out of that place at dark, which was about 8:30. 3 hours, 9.6 miles on that hike, and some steep stuff. And I got turned around in part of it and was off on this hill, and I had to climb back up out. That sucked. It's 11:30 and I gotta get up at 5 to hunt, and I still have to drive back to where I'm gonna sleep. So what a joy, what a joy. It's always worth it. It's always worth it. Guys, I know you can't see them, but right out there, about 15 elk. That's right, elk. This has been crazy. Just been driving down the highway on my way to go camp, and I have seen 5 big bucks, like 170, 180 type bucks, and now 15, 20 elk right there. Can't tell if there's any bulls or not. It's dark, obviously, but I'm camping close by. I'm hunting them in the morning. So, elk! I found them! I saw them, they're right there. Good morning, you guys. Better turn this down. It got cold last night, like real cold. But luckily I was warm in my bed, but getting up this morning was not fun. Getting up in the cold sucks. But I'm gonna go over here to where I saw these elk last night. There's a pretty decent herd there. Half of them or so were on the wrong side of the road. I don't know where they're gonna go to bed, who knows. I can shoot a cow or a spike on one side of the road or any elk on the other side of the road. So I'm gonna go down here and see if I can't turn them up. The good thing about the full moonlight is you can drive around before it gets light and just glass. You can see all these meadows and stuff. So I'm gonna go do that. And hopefully we can figure them out, see them, and cut them off coming out of one of these meadows. But I'm excited. This is the most elk I've seen. It's time to go see if we can get it done. I just jumped like 50 elk. They went crashing off through this stuff. They were really close. I'm gonna try to get in on them and call them back to me. Stay tuned, they're right here. That was so close, you guys. I had elk all around me. The herd split and it went two ways when they ran, and I was calling them back, and I had elk coming back to me. I had those elk at under 50 yards. They kind of went their separate ways, but they're still not too far away, so I'm gonna loop around and see if I can get back on them. But man, so good to finally be into them a little. This is probably that herd I saw last night. Guys, that was so cool. That little calf was stood in front of me for 6 minutes, and I kept waiting for something bigger to come out behind it, something bigger to come out behind it. Never did. God, I had a moral dilemma there. I'm like, I want to eat that thing. It looks delicious. That was such a weird deal. After that calf looked at me for 6 minutes, I'm like, whatever, I'll eat him. Settled my pin, hit the release, and my arrow went a foot high. I mean, the calf dropped a little bit below the string, but I never should have missed that shot. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna go back over here. I can't find my arrow anywhere, but I know I missed it because I watched the footage. You can see it drop, and you can see my arrow peg a rock behind it and go shooting off. It was kind of like one of those weird situations. I don't know if you guys have ever been there before, where like you let an arrow go, then you're like, oh. Or, don't get me wrong, if I would have killed that calf, I would have been super happy with him. I say him, I'm assuming it's a bull calf. Somehow that makes it cooler. But if I would have killed that calf, I would have been happy, and it would have been delicious meat. Don't get me wrong. On this unit where there's like very, very, very few elk, killing a calf or a cow is still good. I think I might have ranged it wrong. I know I ranged it at 61 way back behind me, and then it moved up and I dialed to 55, but I think it must have walked a lot closer. So I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna range back from its tracks where it was standing to the tree that I was sitting by, and we'll see if I can figure out what went wrong. And I'm also gonna just go shoot my bow to be sure, but I could have just punched the trigger. Anyway, it's exciting to let an arrow go. So calf was standing right here when I shot. There's its tracks right there where it was standing, and I shot from that pine tree right there. I'm gonna range it right here and see what I get. So I shot for 55, and I'm getting 42 at the tree. I don't know why I thought I must have ranged it further than it was the first time. Even so, like that elk, it dropped its body a little bit, but I'm still just gonna go check my bow and make sure my bow's fine. But I'm just happy to be into the elk. I'm okay with missing sometimes. Never claimed to be a great archer. I've never claimed to be anything but an average hunter. I do put a lot of time and effort into it, but sometimes you range them wrong, sometimes you guess them wrong, sometimes they duck the arrow, sometimes you just punch the trigger and miss. And this was probably a combination of several of those things. I probably just made a bad shot. Better to have it miss clean than to hit it in a bad spot. So I'm gonna go circle around and see if I can find these elk again. I'm also gonna go shoot my bow, make sure my bow's shooting okay, but one of those things. As soon as I shot, I'm like, I'm not gonna show that. I'll just cut that out and pretend I passed that calf. My initial thought. And then I thought to myself, no, I'm gonna show everything. Like, these people say that they like my videos because they feel real and authentic, and what's more real than missing or shooting at an animal that you're not even sure you want to shoot? And I know I would have been happy with that. Yeah, guys might say, oh, you shot a calf. Oh, you shot a calf. Who cares? Who cares? I want meat. I eat meat. I use meat. And I have no problem with that. Of course I want a big bull. Everybody wants a big bull. I mean, sometimes you don't turn down the back straps that are right in front of you. So I'm trying to show you guys the reality of this. And the reality is that I haven't seen an elk for freaking 10 days. And an elk walked by me and I flung an arrow at it. And I should have killed it, but it didn't happen. So I'm gonna keep hunting. Just got back to the truck, as you can see right here. And I'm gonna shoot my bow. I'm gonna see how it's shooting. Honestly, I don't think my bow has an issue. It's probably just me. I'm gonna check and see. Anytime I miss, I always get curious to see if I can find a little fix for it, but I'll probably just punch the trigger. I'm gonna throw a target out here like at 40 and see how my bow does. Put an arrow down range. If it's good, then whatever. And then I'm gonna head off the mountain and get this video chopped. But for now, let's see what this bow's doing. Doesn't look like I can blame my bow for shooting low or for shooting high. Those are both a couple inches low, one left, one right. Try a couple more here. Nobody to blame but myself. Nobody to blame but me. Should have been a dead elk. I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. I'm glad that we finally got into the elk. It was exciting for me. I hope it was exciting for you. I jumped a lot of different elk, so I know we're gonna have a chance to get into some. But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for staying with me through the days that I don't see anything. Thanks for the words of encouragement in the comments. It always makes me feel so good, and it really picks me up after I've had a long day out in the hills and not seeing anything. It makes me feel good. And I also want to thank some people who bought some apparel. I got the list right here. So I want to thank Carrie Paddock. Thanks, Aunt Carrie. She bought hats and t-shirts for the grandkids, and I appreciate that. Clancy Mummert, Roy Green Jr., Steven Sprague. I hope I'm saying these names right. Also want to thank Jesse Germick, Will Chambers. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for ordering apparel from the store. It should all be pretty much back in stock now. The Hook Cheater hats might not be in quite yet, but they should be coming very soon. By the time this video airs, they should be back in. Also, we released a new hat just barely. I don't know, maybe some of you have seen it on the site, but it's a really good looking elk logo hat. I really like it. And I think it should be launched, but I'm not sure. If it's not, I'm gonna launch it today. So by the time you see this video, it'll be live on the site. And it's a sweet hat. It's one of my favorites that we've ever done. So go check that one out. There's a link to the merchandise in the description of this video. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following with the series. I'm gonna go upload this thing and we'll see you tomorrow.